When I made my first hire for a business that I had a long time ago, I basically knew that I needed somebody. I just didn't know exactly why. I was burnt out and I thought, hey, if I hire a position to help me, it's going to fix all of my problems. Have you been there before? See, the thing is when I hired that person, I really had no idea how to qualify them. I had no idea what a good employee or a good team member was supposed to look like. And as a result, I basically just told that person to do a few things. Well, there was no fulfillment in his life, and I got very frustrated at what was not happening, not understanding that every result that I wanted had to come from me as a leader first. Well, what was the result? Well, he left, and he left about a month or two in. So if I could go back and coach my past self when making that first hire, there are 3 areas that I would have me learn and focus on before I made that hire. Now, these are 3 things that you can do to build a rockstar team. The first area to master when hiring your rockstar team is your recruitment systems. Yes, recruiting is a part of your systems that you have to build into your business. The first thing is you have to have an effective recruiting process. No longer are there days where you have a large pool of people actually looking to get hired by you. You literally now have to recruit. I always tell my clients, you almost have to have a marketing plan just to find the right person. And in order to find the right person and to have a right marketing plan, you have to understand what and why that position is going to bring value to your team. What area of business are you involved in that you need to buy your time back? And that is the position that you have to recruit for. So is it a generalist? Is it a key employee? Is it a skilled technician? The next thing is you want to hire not just on skill, you really have to check their attitude and their character. There's a lot of skilled people out there, but come with really, really bad habits. And if you really want to build a good culture in your business, it could only take one team member, one toxic team member, to ruin the entire culture. And if you settle for that, that becomes an infection in your team. Also, think about this, team retention, right? They have the ability to choose you to be part of your team, and you have to create systems and a culture that not just attracts them, but also makes them want to stay with you. So what do you have in place for retention tools? Don't just think of 401k and health insurance and paid vacations. Those are all great. But what are some other things you do as a team, culture-wise, that makes them want to be part of something bigger? And make them feel like there's purpose, not just to make a paycheck with you, but also that they're a part of a purpose in life. So does your business have a mission and vision and core values that really make them want to stay? And do you take action on those things? The last thing you really have to think about when you're recruiting is you got to put the right people on the bus. Right? You want the right team. You can't just take a body and fill it because you need a warm body. That's the best way to really mess up your recruiting system. I know that sometimes when you hire, you really need a position fast, but it's better to take your time to find the right position than to hire somebody really quick and really spin your wheels and have all that chaos because either they quit or you have to get rid of them and you got to start the process all over again. The second thing to really, really master is your environment. I talked a little bit about company culture in the beginning. That is really what we're going to talk about here. What type of culture are you trying to develop within your team? A culture of integrity, of kindness, of working above and beyond. And if those are your core culture statements, what core values are you going to create that gets your team to buy into them so that they are really on board with your culture? Think about your physical environment. Does your physical environment really, really attract the right team members? And is it a physical environment that's conducive for what you do? So if you're in an office setting, are you all crammed together, or does everybody have their own space to really work hard? If you're in the creative space, does your physical environment really help that side of the brain come up with some great ideas? If you're outside, if you're a technician, if you do things, does the equipment you have or the vans that you have or the vehicles or the outside environment, does that help bring out what you want in their character and in their skill? And then there needs to be systems so you can have healthy communication on all levels, whether that's through a texting or an app system, a CRM, this customer relationship management, and that really helps your team to communicate within the app and also with your clients. So the environment is really going to be key for your hiring and also to get the right people on the bus so that you can have your Rockstar team. And the last area is keys to a winning team. I teach 6 keys to a winning team. I want to share it with you because this area really helps you to understand the key elements you have to focus on as a leader to really guide your team. You can have the best environment and you can have the best recruiting systems, but if you don't have the keys to a winning team, you're probably not going to have great retention. The first key is strong leadership. There needs to be strong leadership coming from you and coming all the way down. And just like John Maxwell says, leadership is about influence, your ability to influence your team. Number 2 is there needs to be a common goal. The goal that you have for your business needs to be a common goal throughout your organization. They have to buy into it and believe in that goal. And that goal has to mean something for them. So work on that. Number 3 is you have to have rules of the game. I call this rules of engagement. They have to know what they're supposed to do to be able to get you towards that goal. 4th is there needs to be an action plan. Invest in time once a quarter to get your team together and say, this is where we want to go. These are the rules of the game. The action plan is going to help us understand how to get there. 5th, support risk taking. This is sometimes the scariest thing for an entrepreneur because you are prone to taking risks, but you are so afraid sometimes of letting your team take some risks. The truth of the matter is, if they're part of your team, then they have to have the ability to make some decisions without you. At least you have to foster that, and you have to encourage that, and you have to let them make mistakes. There's some people that will take some risk and you allow it, and if they keep making mistakes, then pull back the ability to do that. But you will always find a diamond in the rough and a leader within your ranks that's willing to take some risks and want to do it for you. And the last one is there needs to be 100% involvement and inclusion with your team. Everybody has to feel like there's a part and everybody must participate. If you can get those 6 keys to a winning team and implement that in everything you do as an organization, I guarantee you will have a winning team and you will have a Rockstar team. Just like I said, if I can go back and coach my past self, these will be the 3 areas I would develop him and train him on so that he can really build that Rockstar team. The good thing is I got a coach and she taught me all these things. And as I mastered these elements, I was able to build a Rockstar team and even sell my business. The thing that was most attractive to the buyer was not just the accounts that we generated, but that we had a great team that worked very well together. My name is Coach Joe with Action Coach South Kansas City. If you like this video, I would encourage you to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button so that way you get notified every time a new video comes out for content. Stay strong.